coming up. So go watch that other video. Stop it now. Last warning. Okay, I'm moving on. Okay, so I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. Okay, so I woke up to take this pregnancy test, and oh wait, let me back up 3 days. So the spotting that I talked about in the last one was totally implantation bleeding, which you know that every month you spot and you're like, oh, this could be implantation bleeding, and it's not. It's just early spotting. You know, you're spotting and then you get your period. So this time it was actually implantation bleeding, but I was like, oh, here comes my period. Like I didn't even pretend to think it was implantation bleeding, and it freaking was. It was usually when I spot, this is a lot of information, so sorry, gross factor. Usually when I spot, it's that dark brown blood from the leftover from the last cycle. But this was pink, and it was not very much, just one swipe after pee, which I did notice, and I was like, huh, that's weird. It's just a weird cycle because of Clomid. Like I totally wrote it off this time. First time, because every other month I'd be like, I'm pregnant, it's implantation bleeding. And then this next time I went to the bathroom, there was like a very, very slight tinge to the wipe, very slight, and a little bit darker, like a little bit more brown, but it was so slight that it was a little hard to tell. So, and then that was it. I had no more spotting. So there was a part of me that was like, this is interesting, but I don't know. My cycles are all over the place, and I feel like I've had every pregnancy symptom ever that's ever been recorded, I've had, and yet not been pregnant. So the bloating, the spotting, and then not spotting, all I was like, whatever, you know, I wouldn't let myself go there. So Friday morning, I wake up to take the test, and so this is, I had the implantation bleeding at least showed up early Wednesday morning. So it may have been on Tuesday, and then it didn't show up until Wednesday morning. And this is Friday morning that I'm testing. So it's super early. I haven't even had like a missed period, although my cycles are irregular, so it's hard to know what that would be for me anyway. And so I took the test, looked at it, and I was like, you know, because it's so early, the negative line shows up right away, pretty much. And I was like, oh, yeah, not pregnant, you know, gonna drink wine today, and just, we'll do IUI again next month, maybe, and, or I don't know, we'll discuss it. You know, my mind started to race. And so then I was brushing my teeth, and I just like glanced down, and I just, it was like a shadow. Like I just saw like a little shadow. So I like held it up, and it was so faint. But I think I went like, so I made some really ridiculous noise that my husband said he heard from outside the door. And then, you know, I like rubbed my eyes because I was like, you know how many times you've looked at those tests and been like, I think I see something, and you didn't, there was nothing there, right? Like, you know, you've all done that at least once, if not many times. So I was like, oh, it's just there because I want it to be there so badly. And then, so I'm like rubbing my eyes, and I'm like holding it up to the light. And then I said, oh my God, it was there. It was definitely there, and it was super faint. I will post a picture. I don't know if I'm very good at this, but I will try to put a picture right here. And if not, I'll just cut the video and show you a picture of it. It was super faint. So I like ran out of the bathroom and was like jumped on my husband because I was freaking out. And then he went in, and I was like, you see it, right? You see it, right? Like, I'm not crazy. You totally see it, right? And he was like, I see it. I see it. So that's when I ran in to tell my mom, and she freaked out and came in, and she was like, no, I see it too. I see it too. Oh my God. It was like the best. It was just the best moment, I think, of my entire life. I'd seen so many of you women do the live pregnancy tests, and talk about how faint they were, and I was like, oh my God, I'm living that moment in my life. Like, this is finally happening to me. And I was like sobbing and smiling, and it was the best. So then I had to go get the blood test, which was actually, I was supposed to have taken the day before, but I didn't even bring the slip with me because I was like, this isn't going to work. So I had to call the doctor's office. Oh my God, it was such a hoopla, and it was ridiculous. Like, we had to run around the city, which we're not really familiar with, and figure out where to get a blood test. And we finally got a blood test, and my HCG came back at 40. And the doctor who read the report to me was like, well, it's definitely elevated, but you don't really know until you do the second blood test, which I was like, yeah, I know. But 40 is really, I mean, I'm pretty much pregnant because anything at 5, I think under 5 is a negative pregnancy test. However, I know there's a lot of chemical pregnancies out there, and I was petrified that that was going to happen, but I still felt like 40 was pretty high for it to be a chemical pregnancy. But I was still very cautiously optimistic. That's totally a lie. I was super excited, but my husband was cautiously optimistic, which helped tone me down a little bit, which is exactly how we are. I'm very blah, and he's very even-keeled, so we balance each other. So, but when I went to the doctors, they took the urine test, and it was negative. The urine test came back negative, and I think it's because it was my second urine of the day, and it was so early to get a positive test that their sensitive tests at the hospital did not work, which was crazy. That's how early it was. But the home pregnancy did. It was clear blue with the lines. It wasn't digital. Amazing. Totally amazing. And all those times I convinced myself it was too early to test. And that's why it wasn't coming in positive those months that I wasn't pregnant. Ladies, it was really early. It was 3 days after implantation, 4 days after implantation, which is crazy. So then we went on our way. I didn't drink any wine at the winery. And we proceeded to tell my immediate family. And the reason I haven't made this video any sooner was because we had to wait. After being with my family, we went to my husband's family, and we wanted to tell everyone in person before I could make this video because some of them watched these videos, so I couldn't make a video before we had told everyone we wanted to tell. So that is how I found out I was pregnant. And then, it was a long weekend of pregnancy tests. I took like 6 pregnancy tests. And what's interesting is my morning pee always came up positive, but I took one in the Saturday evening. So this is the day after I first found out, and it came up negative. So because, it wasn't my first pee, it was probably too diluted, and it was so early. So make sure you're taking those morning pees, not the evening pees, or even the second day pee. But I didn't really worry because I knew, I had those other positives to make me feel better. And then on Monday morning, I had my second HCG, but it was at a different lab. So those sometimes are a little hard to compare, but the levels came out at 139, and the doctor felt like it was enough of a difference, even though it was different labs, to confirm that I'm pregnant, and he didn't need any more blood tests, which is great because I'm on vacation, so running around trying to find a lab is a little hard. And so I'm pregnant. And then, symptoms: bloated, super bloated, really uncomfortable, can't fit into any of my clothes. I had to go buy some leggings and then that was pretty much it. I was just bloated, and my stomach, I'm not nauseous, but my stomach gets upset. So it's more like burpy, gurgly, upset stomach. If I'm hungry, like before I even know I'm hungry, it starts to hurt or not feel good. And sometimes after I eat, if I eat too much, or um, I don't know, if I eat the wrong thing, maybe it doesn't always agree with me. Just gurgly, like Tums helps, that kind of thing. Um, so that was it. That was my only symptom, and then fatigue. The fatigue set in on Monday, pretty much Sunday to Monday. Needed a nap. Like, I need a nap every day. But I also have this like wake up thing. My sister had the same thing where I wake up at like 5 a.m. and I can't get back to sleep. So I get like 6 hours of sleep a night, and then I have to take a nap during the day because I'm just pooped. So that's been happening. Luckily, I'm on vacation, so that works out okay. And my boobs just started to get sore, like for the last 3 days, and they're getting more and more sore, which is good because I was starting to get a little nervous about the lack of symptoms. But that's it. That's all the symptoms I have. Yeah. So there's moments where I'm just cruising along, and I'm all of a sudden be like, oh my god, I'm pregnant. Like, I forget sometimes. But now that my boobs are starting to hurt, it's good because it's more of a reminder. I still can't believe it. I'm still in shock. We call the baby, the embryo, poppy seed. So I am 5 weeks, 4 days, right? I am 5 weeks, 4 days. And we call the embryo poppy seed because when we first found out, it was the size of a poppy seed. Although I think it's progressed to the size of an apple seed or a peppercorn, the size of one peppercorn, itty bitty. But we still call it poppy seed. So my husband actually gave me a gift for Christmas from poppy seed, which is really sweet. But we're being really cautious. I'm not really buying any maternity clothes, except for I had to go buy some pants because I'm so bloated. And we're not buying any baby clothes or anything like that. We're just gonna just try to stay calm and just hope we make it through the first trimester. Because I know a lot can happen in this first 3 months. 1 month down, so we only have 2 more months to go. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I got for you. My weeks turn over on Thursdays. I have my first ultrasound on January 5th, which also happens to be my birthday, which I can't believe I'm gonna be pregnant for. Like, I was dreading this birthday because I was like, I can't believe I'm gonna be turning 38 and I'm still not freaking pregnant, and here I am, pregnant. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I'm so happy. Shortness of breath. We're also at altitude right now, but I think it's the hormones or whatever. Or my body needs more oxygen or something. I don't know. I'm learning a lot. I know a lot about infertility, but I know nothing about being pregnant because I never let myself read about this. But now I'm reading a lot, so learning a lot. Anyway, I will stop here because I think this video is already 13 minutes long. I will update you guys probably, unless I get new symptoms, I'll update. But other than that, I'll just update you guys after my first ultrasound. I'm having an ultrasound because I'm pregnant. Like, I just am in total shock. Total shock. I can't believe I'm having an ultrasound because I'm pregnant. It's awesome. It's really awesome. I know you guys will get there if you haven't already. If it can happen for me, it can happen for you. Like, I just never thought it would happen for me. Ugh, it's so awesome. I can't wait to share your exciting news when you get it. Okay, I'll stop there, and thank you guys for your support. Can't wait to hear from you all, and I will update you after the ultrasound. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. And we have a new year coming up, ladies. This could be the year. Keep the faith. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.